first, or he would have never died physically. He had to die spiritually and arise from the dead. But when he died spiritually, he died physically. Then he was made alive spiritually in hell. And then he arose physically in his physical body. He died twice. And man, that opened up my eyes. I mean, even though I hadn't studied it yet, I already was getting light. I thought, well, now that makes sense. This fits together better. Because I could not figure out how a man could just physically take care of everything that was spiritual for humanity. See, there was no correlation there, remember? And that's one place I came up with that identification fact. There can be no identification without substitution. And Jesus became in his spirit all that we were, not in his body, in his spirit all that we were. Praise God. Now, those of you that have your notes, those listening by the internet, I'll read this to you. But I have in their notes that they're looking at one commentary from a man named Jamieson Fausset Brown. It's a commentary that I've had for a long time. And I looked up what he said about this word death. I want to see if he said it should be translated plural. Listen to what he said. He said the Hebrew for the word death is plural. He said the plural deaths intensifies the force. But listen, it's more than that. As Adam by sin dying died, remember I told you that the literal Hebrew, when God said, the day you eat of this, you'll die, what God said was, the day you eat of it, in dying you will die. And he says that. He says, yeah, that's what God told Adam. He said, Adam by sin dying died, incurred death physically and spiritually. So, Messiah, his substitute, endured death in both senses. Spiritual, during his temporary abandonment by the Father. Remember when he said, my God, why have you forsaken me? Then he said physical, when he gave up the ghost. So Jamieson Fausset Brown, this particular man in his commentary, he brings out the point that the literal Hebrew should be death plural. But again, like I always say, you know, Paul said, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses that you establish truths and establish doctrines. You know, even if you don't like that, we got plenty of other scriptures. We got lots of scriptures that show us that Jesus died twice, that he bore spiritual death and physical death. I just want to give you, I want to try to give you as many as I can. I won't be able to do it tonight. They're more in my book, but you can check that out. But another point I want you to think about is